I like it quite a bit.
The more I play it too, the more I like it.
Yeah. I just need to start, getting in there and practicing Breeze. I haven't.
I
yet
know.
Been able to.
I just went into it. It's really wide open, dude.
Yep.
It's kind of like Bind in that way, but not really. It's hard to explain. It's got a lot of verticality to it as well, but not in the icebox sense where there's like a lot of stuff you can get up on.
Yeah, boxes to climb on.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, in we go. Dark down over to bench, just clearing that out. 10X going to be taking some random shots through that dark cover just in case he clips anybody, but there's no one nearby to receive these bullets. And for now, it's just going to be poking out, 3-man stack over towards Gelato with the spike, 2 outside of B. Just looking to see if anyone wants to get a little antsy and creep forward out of there. But everyone's playing very far back, very reserved on the side of Tupul. They want to win this pistol round. So just want to wait for the opponents to come to them.
The pistol round's so important, particularly on the defender's side. And we've seen plenty of teams have a lot of success on the attacker's side on Ascent, and you don't really want to seat that ground early. RIO going to be re-rotating. It's going to be a stack. There is just the Cypher there. Camera is right at the outside of the main entrance.
They still think that this is potentially going to be a hit onto A. They use the dark cover to block off Boiler. Now there's another one going through, blocking off Spawn from Pizza. There'll be a push through Market. Cam is up from Persia. Just got them out. He throws down that shock dart. Gets a great hit in. Tries to follow up. Throwing out the recon, but 10X finds the first kill. His Risk will die. 10X with a great lurk over, and Pizza finds 2, trying to get their way into Market. It's a huge play from him. Still has Baba to deal with, who does strike him down with a frenzy, but so much value is there from that lurk out of 10X.
I mean, that flank is huge. That just wrecks the assault. I mean, now it's going to come down to just somebody making an insane clutch play.
Bobo wary that somebody might be sitting in main. Goes over to the side. He's hitting across. Wants to shoot through the box. Doesn't bother trying to break down that turret yet. Push is starting to come in. Intro gets some nice tags through. And that'll just be the cleanup with 3 members left standing. Really great start here from RIO. Slow play, playing the mental game, keeping things ambiguous, making Tupul have to react at the last moment.
Yeah, and then you can see that with 10X, kind of hiding in an unusual spot, that forced Tupul to start checking a bunch of boxes and other angles, and they, it really slowed things up. But that's going to already be in their head. I mean, now you got to be like, oops, we got to make sure we're checking corners. On retakes, we can't let, so you can hide behind that wall. There's a couple different spots over by Pizza that you can really hide yourself in, and that makes things much more challenging on those retakes if you just let the site get taken for free.
Well, it's going to be a similar setup, not as heavy with the Killjoy utility over at B. Just going to be the alarm bot set up from behind in case somebody comes creeping forward. Otherwise, they scout out into mid with the sentry.
It's going to be a tough one for Tupul, and trying to see if you can get something for free through Boiler. Turret going to go up top for Esperanza, just using it to check. Does spot somebody over in towards Pizza.
I saw he
Yep.
chunk of damage onto him as well. 18, that's nothing to shake a stick at. Now down to 64. Orb getting claimed, really great fault line timing. Coming out from Ghana, that stops the peek from Babo, allows them to get that ult orb up. It's looking a little bit dicey, but they want to try to feed Buzz and get him that Blade Storm.
Well, they've got really good control over mid. They're going to put the turret up again to watch it. This time, and Esperanza coming up off of it. The follow-up is good.
The sentry setup manages to find the kill on the Risk, and then Buzz coming in onto main does take down yet another opponent. So 2v4 yet again. Esperanza getting dropped. Find Persia lurking around mid. Just one outside the door. Does manage to get a nice shot to tee up, but he pulls down with the Spectre. Follows up for a second kill. So decently done for Tupul. I mean, that's about as good as you could kind of anticipate that second round to go when you're just rocking pistols. So to make 3 people now have to buy rifles, this is not too bad for them.
No, that's an okay round. That's not bad at all to recover from that. Really nicely done by Hia.
Really, it's going to be.
I assume that was a right click on that classic too.
Yeah,
that was nuts. Really nice. Then he grabs right away. The Spectre pulls down another.
Yeah, so this is actually a bit of a precarious spot because Esperanza, given how much money he has, he doesn't want to buy down so low. Doesn't have enough to afford a rifle and full armor, so we'll just go for the Stinger. Rather wants to leave himself with some cash, I should say.
Yeah.
Jumping forward, Persia now lurking inside the cyber cage. Oh, he did this in the last series! And it pays off so incredibly well. Manages to find two. Gets a great shot in on Esperanza as well, knocking him down to 11 HP. It is going to be a 3v3, but the HP bars here from the side of RIO are so damn low, they have to play this perfectly if they want to hold the site.
Yeah, there is a lockdown available as well for the Killjoy, so that can buy them a little bit more time.
Yeah, I'm just going to go for it, as you say. Good call. Just need to buy time, run this clock down as much as humanly possible, but even then, getting out with their weapons is going to prove to be difficult.
Got to throw the smoke just in case somebody's trying to push aggressively through the lockdown. Like
Wait
that.
it out. Hear that jump, they hear the dash. Intro still just holding the side. He's got to be careful. Risk going to fall. Babo in the back, finding one. He's looking for Intro, who's alive, has that Bulldog, tries to push back in, but Aka1 holds the angle. They get the kill, and Tupul will get themselves on the board in the third round.
Well, it's the dangers of what you were talking about at the beginning of this round, Achilleos, where the money's a little funky for RIO, so they have to go with kind of an odd buy. And Tupul's probably aware of that, and they know they want to save up for the rifles for the next round, so they got to go with some odd guns, some close-range guns. So a rush is potentially likely, and Persia is so good at handling those, so good at setting up that cyber cage around that doorway. So he kind of has the ability to maneuver from side to side of it, keep himself, kind of in and out of it very quickly as well. It makes it really hard to keep track of him, and again, his spatial awareness is through the darn roof.
I mean, he got, I think it was a quadra kill.
Yeah, it was a quad.
Yeah, versus Goma doing the same thing, just dancing around that cyber cage. So, comes up with 2 and a dink. You take that.
For sure. Babo has the Blade Storm now, so he's going to be able to save a little bit of money, seeing if he can catch them poking through A main, but nobody's opted to think about doing that yet.
Not sure what else he got. He bought down to 13. He bought down 1,300 credits in the round. So. Well, Frenzy had full armor and his utility. It's not going to necessarily add up there.
No, it doesn't.
Might have something. Or maybe the UI was just a little bit laggy. He might have sold something back.
Yeah.
Happens.
A lot of Guardian in there. I don't know.
Slow creep. But are they prepared for Risk to be sitting in wine? Pushing forward. Oh, Buzz finds the shot. Risk does spray out. He gives his position away. Now needs to try to exit. Will go ahead. TP back through main. It's a 1-for-1 exchange so far, but Risk does take a considerable amount of damage, and without any skies, nobody can top that up. Intro, it's away. Great peak timing there from Persia. Finds the kill. Risk down low, slowed up, can't quite make it out of there. So Ghana gets the punish. It will be a 3v3. Oldef coming through, and just like that, 2 more kills. Exploding forward as 10x is suddenly left all on his lonesome. He got onto the site. He's trying to aggress, but he will strike him down, and Tupul, they will tie us up 2-2.
Yeah, that's huge. Now it's going to be money bad for RIO. They're not going to be happy about that. This is just great defense. I mean, coming out aggressively early, getting someone into wine, setting up those crossfires into A main, kind of being patient with it as well. Babo had the Blade Storm, and he was looking to, they had a sense that A main was going to be attempted by RIO, because RIO had been kind of hammering away at B, so they kind of figured, well, now might be their time where they kind of readjust. And Buzz with a great turn onto there, but Risk right through the smoke, going to get him good tracking. And there you go. This great crossfire set up at the end, too, covering short like that and still having one watching the site proper.
It's going to be a hard hit now going over onto the B side. Cam is set up. They'll use the fault line, get the doors shut. Rotation's now starting to come through from Tupul, but the spike will be able to get planted. It's going to be decent little 5v5 trade back here. Intro takes so much damage on this entry. Down to 11 HP now.
Well, they're all boxed in on the site. Nobody left at main, so this is going to be a little tricky.
No opportunity to.
Yeah.
It's going to be the sentry set up there, but that's not going to find too much value. No one's really going to be pushing over to that side now that they know it's clear. Making their way forward. Here comes the Hunter's Fury. Buzz looking to maybe go a little bit aggro. Still has the double updraft. They find one as Intro falls. 10x replies to the Hunter's Furies of his own. Finds Persia, but Babo with the stinger comes in. Finds 2. Aka1 gets another. There's the final shutdown as Buzz does fall. They've got plenty of time for the defuse. Let's go ahead, pass this off so Risk can get that ult online. That's his last charge that he needs. And TBP, they take the lead.
Yeah, it's hard, man, when you're in those, those save eco situations. You rush a site, yeah, you get it for free. You get the plant, which is nice. You get the money for that. But the problem is you're all bottlenecked on a site where they have a Hunter's Fury and a Rolling Thunder. It makes it pretty easy on the retake when you've got those abilities online. I liked the attempt by by Buzz to get in there with his Blade Storm to try to knock the Blade Storm out, or the Hunter's Fury out, but you know, it just wasn't quite enough. It's just so difficult when you're in situations like that. You're just so compact, so vulnerable to those AoE abilities.
Well, it's a continued heavy stack over here at the A side. The spike now getting rotated back through the attacker's spawn, but the read is coming through from TBP. They know that this is going to be the hit. As the dark cover comes out, there's currently 2 members arriving over towards that CT side. They start pushing forward, however, and Akawan just gets domed. Still lurking in the back is Persia. Buzz tries to make his way forward, but finds Hia on the ramp, who is also taking down Esperanza. 2 quick return kills, though. As they do fall, it's going to be a 3v2 advantage here to the side of RIO for now.
Like they're a little more separated. 10X lurking his way towards Pizza, going to be watching into market. Persia still hasn't moved from boats. Looks like there might be the rotate coming in. Entro starting to make his way towards mid, maybe thinking about going through short A.
You might be thinking about whether or not he wants to use his ult here, but I think that might be a little too risky. Now, the thing is, they don't know necessarily that the Cypher has left unless 10X gets that audio cue, which seems like maybe he might have just been in range. It's hard to tell if Persia was running, but now he definitely hears him coming back. Gets on the cross angle. Yeah, he's got the headshot now. Just one more, but he's right behind you. Babo comes in. Needs to get this clutch. The fault line will clip onto him.
But it's a good fake to get the plant going. Let's see if Babo has a 1v2.
Definitely do it. Oh, barely misses Ghana there for just a second. Has 2 cloud bursts in the updraft. He's wary that somebody's playing close, so goes for a little bit of a wild spray. Not going to connect with anything, but Ghana does tag him up.
No, Babo keeps his eyes in the backs of boats. He knows they're probably back there. More damage being done. He is very, very low now. He might just opt to leave.
Yeah, he's just going to look to pull back, maybe try to pick them off as they exit. Says, you know what? Even if we don't win the round, it's going to be worth it if I can just make this even more cost inefficient for you. Push on the corner, finds Ghana. Intro, can he outtrade him? The answer is yes, but Intro cannot escape the spike explosion, so RIO will tie it up, but it costs them all their weapons.
That's okay. That's really smart by Babo, though. Mutually assured destruction there. It's a really nice maneuver to make it as economically disadvantageous for RIO as he possibly could.
Yeah.
It really, really was a nice maneuver. I also I got to give Intro some credit here. They kind of fake a re-rotate towards mid, and he even throws a smoke over into the A doors to make it really look like they're hard committing to it. And that got Persia to leave B, sent him over, and they're able to catch him in the cross.
Okay, well, they have the clear on the sentry, so they haven't necessarily found out that there is an operator in the vicinity. Barely can't see that. Misses the shot, almost gets Esperanza, goes right over his head, and they say, okay, we don't want to deal with this hard angle anymore. Let's go ahead and back away. And they decide to change sights.
Yeah, a Sova and a Killjoy are not the best at dealing with operators. That's not the ideal agent composition if you're going to try to mess with an operator.
Cloudburst coming down, dash onto the side here from Buzz, falls up with another Cloudburst. Through that smoke, and will manage to find Risk, tagged up, and Persia responds, finds 2, finds 3 from heaven. Sitting in the cubby, he'll get a 4th! Oh, Persia, 30 HP, no problem. Can he get the final one? He tries to. Buzz will strike him down. He follows up for a second onto Hia, but Akawan is there for the finish, and Persia, such incredible work done by this guy. This is why we were hyping him up at the beginning. This is why I said he is the guy to watch.
Yeah, he's nuts. He's just incredible. His spatial awareness, out of this world. His shots, crazy good with the Vandal. Everything just lined up nicely for him, and he is fantastic. You do not... It really makes it a difficult situation when you've got an operator on one side and you've got him on the other. I mean, good luck trying to push through those. Babo did whiff a bit on that first one, but he's still able to keep it in hand. That's a really clean round there for TBP. And RIO, well, they're going to have to go for the eco.
We're putting their eggs in the Buzz basket.
Don't even have enough for sheriffs.
I mean, just, yeah, don't want to put that money into it. It's not worth the investment if they're anticipating this round to just kind of be a, you know, see how many we can kill and then go into the next one full power.
And they're changing it up a bit from their other eco round strategies where they just rushed B, like both times. And this time, though, they're just being a little more patient. And I think TBP has a really good read on it.
I think the Aka one just looks like he's AFK. He's now moving, but he's just been sitting in spawn the entire time.
He's scared, man. I don't know what he's scared of. Probably nothing.
Starting to rotate over. Risk. Oh, great check. Finds 10x creeping forward.
Yeah, just good kind of senses and awareness of the timing. There's only 30 seconds left, so they're probably starting to make their moves. He had a great read on that, being able to pick someone off there. And now, not much time. This B push, it's got to work if they're going to get this down. They do have the lockdown available again, but that's a good shot from Babo. Gets Esperanza.
Yeah, finds him on the entry. I mean, this is just looking really dire now. Blade Storm from Buzz needs to be huge, but he's just going to die. Little shot coming through. Intro trying to creep around the back, but Risk is in position. They get the punish. It's going to be a flawless round here as TBP, they take a 2-round lead.
Looking good. Defender's side playing very clean, very solid. You know, losing that pistol round always hurts, but they've recovered from it quite nicely, quite effectively, only dropping one since the follow-up after the pistol, since the anti-eco. So, for TBP, they're doing good things. They're putting themselves in good positions. Persia's playing great defense, like he always does.
Yep.
He's just nuts. But a great lurk here by Risk. Babo able to recover, get Esperanza. That's the lockdown out of the equation as well.
Oh, good fault line. Identify that Babo was there, so they know the location of the operator. Can estimate that he's going to be pulled back playing the same hard angle that he was doing in the last round. So getting any kind of entry onto him is going to prove to be very difficult unless they have, can commit something like the Rolling Thunder. Even then, does not guarantee them the spike plant. And they're gonna go ahead and reroute over towards A instead.
Yeah, I think this is pretty smart. If you get caught by like a Sova, bolt as well, you can quickly find yourself getting shot. Even if you're able to smoke off the operator, for example, things can go pretty sideways pretty quickly. You've got a good opportunity to push through here. You've got 2 over in short A.
Checking that box to make sure the Persia's not there. Looking to get the door shut. Oh, Risk, he just goes for the blind spray, finds him. Esperanza dropped the door, almost broken open. Persia looking over towards Boiler to make sure that nobody's pinching in from behind. Lear up over the top from Aka 1. Not going to be blocking out too much vision, though. So everybody's playing back and playing safe. 4v5. Chris available. And the Blade Storm come out from Babo. Dashes in, tries to get the headshot there. Is unable to find Buzz. Pushing around the side, however. It's an absolute slaughter. Ghana finding 2 in the back, and now it's going to be a 1v1. Intro down here in health. Push around the side, but oh, he tries to go for the wall bang on the right side, not anticipating Intro on the left. He'll get the finish. RIO will pick up a round. They'll also recover the operator.
This is just great stuff by both teams, to be honest. They're both in good crossfire positions. That's why there's only 1 left at the end of the round. There's a couple coming from heaven, a couple from the door for the defenders. For the attackers, they've got 2 on the site, 2 in hell, 2 in main. And it's just both teams doing a great job hitting their shots. I really like the attempt by TBP. They'll come at the same time. This is a great play by Risk, by the way, using that smoke against the attackers to get them as they try to shut the door.
Just unfortunately from here, and really needs to clear that left side before he can try to go for the wall bang. Speaking of wall bang, Babo. He's waiting, but getting Esperanza through this is not really going to happen.
Well, now Esperanza's kind of in a pickle.
Yeah, he's a bit stuck.
He's a bit there. That's a bit not good. You could try to like turret and then hop out, but look at this. They're already starting to push through. If you can get a good bolt, you might Hunter's Fury.
Okay, well, Dart does spot him, so that'll be enough to make him pull back. So Esperanza can finally escape.
Gonna save it.
Oh,
Buzz.
Yeah, Buzz with the recovered operator does find Hia. Solid opening. Now looking to just break through the door. No one in that great of a position to try to find it, but Babo's got the crossfire set up. Aka 1 caught off guard. RIO finding a headshot from Intro there. And I think is that 1 bullet left for Babo?
I'm not sure.
Didn't notice how much extra he has, but it looked like he only had 1 shot left. Double check it. Maybe I'm going a little crazy. Dart over the top, looking to scout. Babo will pull back. Good paranoia. Clips in onto Buzz. Persia on the entry finds Ghana. Babo will use a shot to finish off Intro, but Buzz does take him down, so I guess I'll never be able to confirm it. As Risk comes creeping around. Snaps on the 10x's head. Now it's all on Buzz. Great peak timing. He led himself a triple. Rotates out, and RIO pick up another round.
Yeah, this could have been a little bit easier for RIO. They were a little late on the alley smoke, so that's why Bobo got the opening shot with the operator. There was nobody. The smoke came in like just as they were coming, and he shot. Smoke came, he backed out, so there was just enough time for Bobo to pick off one. But regardless, RIO does a good job getting in here. Buzz with a very nice corner shot there, picking up another fantastic round for him. Great flick. Very well done with the operator.
Well, 5-5. 2 rounds left to go here in the half. Could very well just end up being a 6v6. Bobo, oh man, tailwinding forward at that range with a Spectre. Comes out on top. TBP over as well. Heavy stack here at the B site, but it pays off as they get a very nice opening kill.
That's a great play. Just knowing kind of the situation, knowing that there's been a lot of attention put into the lobby here at B, and you have a good opportunity to catch him off guard.
It's so risky, but it does work out here for Bobo. It's definitely not one of those repeat plays that you can continue to get away with. Drone goes out, does not spot the enemy jet, just sees Risk hovering over towards the defender's alley. Speranza maybe looking to play a little bit further forward.
He's still sitting on this lockdown.
Now he's going to be using it.
Yep. Nanoswarm to make sure it's going to be difficult for them to come through the door.
This is the fake.
Yep.
They're going to be rotating fully over here into A, but this is against Persia. So you still have to be quite wary. They get themselves in onto the side. The rotation now starting to come through. It's going to be at least 2, 3 from Heaven. As the darts start coming down, gets good damage in. 10x, he's got to pull off. Cannot plant the spike yet. They get both of those out of the way. Blind flying through. The fault line as well, just to delay this approach as much as they possibly can. Door still not yet broken down. And will get busted open.
Everybody's Heaven.
Oh, Bobo finds one, finds another. Esperanza gonna be gone. Buzz takes out Persia, but that's as good as it gets. 4 kills for Bobo. Only misses out on Buzz. Otherwise, the ace would have been his. The defuse is there, and TBP, they lock in a 6th round here in the half.
There's a lot of noise being made by Aka1 over in short, and so that gets a lot of eyes peeled over to that direction, and that allows Bobo to just slam on in. Is that a Spectre he had still, right? At the beginning of that round, he got the opening pick, comes through and gets 3 more on the retake.
Killed everybody with Spectres.
Actually nuts.
That, like,
everybody with Spectres even.
for intro, that should just not happen.
My God. What? From that distance, Bobo!
I mean, yet again. Yep, incredibly well played from Bobo. Now, the final round of the half looks like we might just have an all-out rush here onto the A side. Still has a fairly heavy stack. Bomb shot not going to connect. Buzz gets himself up on top of the site. Door getting shut. Spike going to be planted just below Heaven now, as everybody else makes their way over. Spike down yet again. Can they defend it this time? Buzz trying to catch them from a little bit of an off angle, but has to pull back as the Al drone starts to come through. Dashes up, but is met by a paranoia, so has to drop back down to the ground. Now no longer has an updraft. Aka1 pushes forward, manages to find intro over outside of the door. This Risk creeps his way across the opposite side of Heaven. Gets himself tucked in behind the box. Fault lines flying. Risk just not able to play the game right now. Has to wait out all these suns, all these blinds. As the Cloud Burst expires, it's a nice headshot set up there from Buzz. Misses the right click, but it's okay because Esperanza is there. They'll close it out, and it's a 6-6 half.
Very nice round here for RIO. Learning from the mistakes of last time, kind of putting a lot more pressure and attention towards Heaven, and then, you know, really quickly and effectively able to deal with Aka1 is Buzz with the Blade Storm, and that really makes things a lot easier for them to defend, because last time Aka1 never got taken out, and so it was a good timing push by TBP to come from both directions at once. This time they're not able to do that. They lose Aka1, then they have to send Persia all the way around, which takes time. And by that point, RIO just has great positional setup, and they're not fooled by it.
Yeah, that and just every ounce of utility that they had available, just chucking it out. The Rolling Thunders, the Flashpoints, the fault line, just making sure that Risk could not play the game for the longest time, staving off that push and whatnot. It was very, very well done from RIO, scraping by to tie us up 6-6. I want to see who takes the lead with the second pistol round as we get ready to jump into the next half of Ascent. But RIO, I mean, decent you know, obviously a decent start coming in here, keeping it tight on that attacker side. So as long as they can stave off the aggression from Tupul, they should be all right.
Look, 50% isn't too bad on the attacker side. I mean, that's respectable. I think both teams had really great moments. Both are playing very well, to be honest with you. I really think a lot of good decisions are being made, a lot of good adjustments in particular from both sides, really finding kind of, you know, learning from their mistakes. So RIO, that last round was a great example. They knew that Heaven was going to be where TBP wants to come from. They focus a lot more attention towards it. I mean, they had a lot of attention paid towards it the previous round, but in that very last round, they really made sure that it was dealt with, and then picking up Aka 1, huge.
Well, this is a majorly disconnected defense here on the B side. Got 3 people starting to inch forward. The Shock Dart actually clears out that Nanoswarm setup. Now they can just make their way in onto the side relatively for free. Still going to be 2 members rotating around as Risk and Persia go through the attacker spawn to get here, but the spike can be planted as soon as they clear Boathouse, which they have done. And now it's going to come down to RIO on this retake.
We'll see what the idea is going to be for RIO. Dia turning around, fault line right on his back, smoke on main as the push begins.
Esperanza, it's a nice headshot there onto Aka 1, but intro falls. Babo finding the kill. Still going to be one lurking in the smoke. Push out now here onto the site. Starts looking pretty good here for RIO as they have the man advantage. Buzz and Esperanza both quite low in their HP bars. Esperanza pulling back, throwing down the sentry as he hugs back into Boathouse. Pinch coming through. Cleanup is there. And Tupul, they will take the first round.
Yeah, this is fantastic work by Risk. Even though he gets smoked off early on the retake, he waits patiently in B main for his moment to strike, does not reveal his location at all, and then comes through, picks up 3 on the backside, creates that great crossfire, that pinch like you said. And I like the idea from RIO on the retake here. They're very patient about it. They wait until, you know, spike is down, everyone's bottled in, and the idea is really good, except there's Risk. They lost track of Risk, and he gets a 3-piece for it.
Well, advantage now over. Unsurprisingly, Aka 1 doing what he always does. So we'll be picking up this Phantom off the bat. Loves to play aggressively, even if they lose a pistol round. You'll see him, you know, snatching up sheriffs. You'll always see him going for a rifle in the second. He wants to try to pop off with this Reyna, but he's been very quiet this round, this half, this map. Has not really been able to get himself on the board so much. A couple good moments, helping the team get across the finish line, but we're not seeing that absolute destruction at the hands of Arena that we're so used to seeing.
Especially on Ascent, Reynas typically seem to be very powerful.
Oh, they go for the push on the back of that. It's great. They get the kill on the Buzz. Aka 1 just getting that full top up as they push into the smoke. Ghana will manage to find 1. Dismiss has to be used. Aka 1 down to 20 HP. You find Esperanza, however. And now intro, so it's just going to be 10x on the crossfire. Pushes out of the smoke, just trying to get a gun out of their hands. Is unable to do so. And it will just be a little bit of extra plant money coming in now for TBP.
He just spraying there. He knows somebody's in that smoke. He's just pre-firing the heck out of it. Very nicely done. Yeah, it's a good push. It's a tough round, of course, for RIO. I mean, just, you know, eco round. There's not much you can sometimes do on that. And Aka 1 there, having a good little movement. We just were kind of talking about it. Reyna coming through, finally, showing us some stuff there. Good dismiss to get out of the way. Good crossfires at that door. Intro just kind of yeets himself into the middle of that doorway and gets taken down.
A Lear forward, going to storm their way in onto the B side. The Nanoswarms are set up, have not been cleared. Dash coming through, and 10x spraying from the alley, just finds Babo.
Wasn't clean by Babo.
Yeah, great shot from him. They get the dart to go ahead and spot out the rest. They see the pullback coming through.
Babo didn't quite dash right to where he needed to inside of his smoke. He left himself exposed long enough that, you know, 10x is able to find a shot.
Well, TBP, they need to think this through a little bit more, and so this is slowing down their play considerably. With a minute and 6 remaining on the clock, RIO still just keeping a fairly even distribution, with intro in the back over towards their spawn. So they just wait to get some more info here. Seems like B is still going to likely be the hit.
Yeah, with the dark cover coming through, Aka 1 trying to push towards Market. The crossfires going to be good. Just going to have to land some pretty tough shots. 10x, somebody from RIO needs to come through here on the backside of Market. But there's two
Catch him
over
on
on
the
A.
cross could always be good. They look for the peek on the back of the drone yet again. 10X, however, does manage to exit safely. Dart coming forward. Aka1 gets himself set up. Pretty damn close. Are they going to be prepared for it? Well, they do manage to trade it, make it a 1-for-1. And Esperanza, he's just holding things down here in the site. Shots come through. 10X will find 3 on the round. RIO within touching distance of tying us up. It's now 7-8.
Now, who needs someone to come from market when you got Esperanza just popping heads down on the site proper? That's another thing that can stop a push real fast, is if somebody's down in boats or over on the site and just popping heads, then just forget it. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. That's tough to get through, and Esperanza showing us why he's one of the better killjoys around. He is really good at defending, especially on B. Great setups, great like crosshair placements, those kind of things, and he's really got the alarm bot forward. Nanoswarm's gonna be back on B this time, so really playing to kind of bait them into potentially another B push. And they're playing very forward on A as well.
Cybercage confirms that they have somebody washing over from main. Commit the aftershock to this. I think that maybe somebody made their way into Cubby and wants to potentially take that ult orb. Not the case. Intro escapes back to Pizza, but takes a considerable amount of damage. Has to use a Shroud of Step to get himself over into market now.
Yeah, they got to make sure if there's anything going on in mid. All important mid control. Going to get the dart over towards the Jet. Going to back her up. Babo going to be re-rotating back towards A now. The question is RIO, how ready are they? I mean, basically they haven't moved.
Oh,
the
plus
Jet.
he missed the initial cross. Did see Persia. Flashpoints coming out. Smoke going to be used. Cutting off tree access as the darts come flying in. Everybody just pulling off the site, showing some respect here. We'll allow for the spike to get planted as Persia starts getting his defensive setup going.
He's going to be on door duty for sure. That first shot doesn't quite land where it needs to.
Yeah, a bit of a whiff on both of them by the looks of it. Pushing forward though, Intro finding one, Buzz finding another. Ghana going to be dropped, but Esperanza take out Babo. And it's looking very good. Persia needs to pull this off. He managed to find 2, suddenly it's a 1v1. Can he make it happen? Still taking a little bit of damage. He draws out with a pistol. He almost takes out Esperanza. He will be the last man standing. He will pick up 3 for himself, and he will tie us up 8-8.
Man, oh man, Persia almost gets this done. No one even comes through the door. They're all coming through Heaven, and that can work. If you're able to kind of get on both sides of Heaven, get some good shots down, land those headshots from above, you can really open up space quickly. Persia, though, doing everything he possibly can. And yeah, like you said, he almost takes Esperanza down when he switched to the pistol. But now the money going to be a little bit uncomfortable for Tuapol, so it's going to be over towards the Sheriffs this time around. And
I wish we could get a replay of that.
Yeah,
retake.
Me too.
I want to take a closer look at 10X's darts to see exactly where they
well,
landed.
one hit where he was aiming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, one landed on the far western wall.
I was thinking about this more so the second one. I think he might have actually been trying to maybe clear some defensive setup from the Cypher, but it's really hard to say.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I got to give 10X more credit. He's smart enough to not whiff 2 darts in a row. So he was clearly going for something. So
I'll
have to watch that one back later.
The second one was definitely aimed at somebody that was hiding by the box, I assume. Right, the tower box.
Well, they get a spot onto Aka 1. Dart's not going to connect, but they're keeping him zone back. Door's broken down. Buzz finds Aka 1 on that push out of main.
Babo's already pushed pretty far forward. But they
Oh.
spot him out.
Yeah.
Oh. Very good read by 10X.
Rough spot for him to be in now. Doesn't have too many reinforcements. And he's just going to throw down that cloud burst and exit back through mid. Spike now starting to shift as everyone makes their way towards A. 2 coming from Boiler. Intro.
There's a lot of utility at this door.
Oh, doesn't get the opening shot, but does manage to find Babo, despite the cloud burst coming in a little bit later. Risk faking that teleport, I think, but it's down to 4 HP, so I'm not sure how much he can do on this flank. We'll have to see as he slowly creeps up past Pizza. Esperanza, situated in hell, finds Hia on the entrance. Flashpoint coming through, they get the blind on the Persia, they take him down. And now it's just Risk. Buzz, he's got the read, he's got the shot, and RIO have the lead.
RIO's just reading this one so well. front to back. They sense out Babo. They get the opening pick. Then they sense out Babo inside a market. They displace him, and then they know it's likely to be heading towards A. Maybe B main, but A, and they've already got Esperanza there all set up and ready to go with the nano swarms at the door, and then also a little bit of help from Intro along the way. Picks up a kill into short, and this gives them all the information they need about what's happening, and then he backs right up safe and baits them right into Esperanza. Well, not really. I mean, they were going there anyway. I really shouldn't say it was a bait, but Esperanza was ready for it.
Yeah. Cuts them down one after the other. Gonna go ahead and shut the market door. Gotta limit the options that much more. I mean, look at this heavy utility stack right now from Esperanza over a tree. They do get the spot on him. He'll pull back.
Well, B's proven to be a tough nut to crack. And
oh
so
boy.
You want to at least get those plants down to get that money.
Let's back away. Babo clearing out one of the nano swarms, finds the alarm bot. There's still one more, so they'll go ahead and use it. Aftershock to delay. Spike now starting to rotate over onto A. Buzz the only one, or over to B. Buzz the only one situated here. Oh. Makes it out safely, but Esperanza punished by this lurk from Babo. Persia looking to do the same thing as he makes his way out onto the A site. Intro, however, does manage to find that kill, so there's still a little bit of ambiguity as to where this Spike wants to go. TP will bring it back over towards the A site.
Nobody's looking.
30초 남았습니다.
TP definitely caused a lot of chaos on the side of Rio, and Risk waiting, and everybody I think going to push at the same time here. So we'll start out with a Leer.
He's out of dark cover to try to cover the one side, but Babo comes in, catches him off guard, manages to find the one, sprint through the wall. Nagana does go down. It seems like this constant little ring around the rosy ends up working out for TBP. Buzz comes out on top, finds Hia, as he had to do a little bit of a double take to make sure they did in fact see an enemy jet. Now it's 2v3. As TBP look to tie us up yet again. Dash forward into Cloudburst. 10x finding one, finding two. Does he find a third? He's looking for Aka one, but he's got the headshot with the Vandal. Takes him down, and we tie up 9-9.
Yeah, very nicely done here by TBP. It was really, Rio just had no idea. I mean, you can just see him on the map looking all around. They had no idea where this was going to be coming from. They just were not quite ready for the situation that came from them. And, there's a smoke at the door of A main, so they don't know if Risk is there or not. They don't know what's going on inside of short A. Everything's just in complete chaos for them, and they still almost come through with some great shooting, some great movement there. The smoke and the jump by Buzz opens up a lot of space for 10x and gives them a really good chance to potentially get that 1v3 at the end.
And nearly did have it. Buzz now, operator in hand. It's creeping forward. Aka one's just around the corner, and there's the shot. Fantastic start of the round now for Rio. And I mean, aside from this operator, the opening kill, they also have a plethora of ultimates to utilize. Only Ghana lacking his at the moment.
Oh, wow, yeah. This is looking... Everybody has ultimates. Look at this. Risk just used Izzy. That's the only reason he doesn't have his.
Yeah.
Everybody's sitting on it.
He is going to need to hold on unless we see that lockdown come out.
Yeah, maybe if they can get a good entry, maybe he can find some value in alley or market against the retake. Babo doesn't really need the Blade Storm this round, but yeah, they get spotted, so it's either go or don't. They dive right in. 10x there, though. Gonna get Babo.
Yeah, tracks him down. Buzz gets the shot. 10x pushing forward, tries to look for that back-to-back. Almost had a Risk. Very low, down to 30 HP now. As he's just worried about somebody, creeping around from behind.
30초 남았습니다.
Limited options now as far as what he can get done.
Man, really wish you had that ultimate right now if you're Risk.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome to at least get the plant. I mean, get the money value out of it for this, but he is stuck to Bell Tower.
Tuck away in the corner.
Yep.
And hope that they don't push from B lobby. That's basically what he can do. Even if you try to go for the cross onto mid, Esperanza's got the turret set up, and it would, if he gets a couple shots off, it will kill him. So just has to wait it out, run the clock down. Rio retake the lead, but it's still so very close.
Very, very, very close. I mean, great rounds by both these teams. Tuapol really coming out to play here on Ascent. Doing some good stuff. Again, this round they just get caught in main by a great dart, and then you have two options. You re-rotate. Of course, you know, the opening pick by Buzz is very, very nice, but you have two options there. Once you get caught in main like that, you either just rush or you have to re-rotate again.
Yep.
And they go for the rush, and it's just, they're ready for it, man.
Buzz almost got that flick on the
He
Bombo,
did.
too.
He did.
That would have been absolutely disgusting had he been able to pull that off.
He was just a hair off. But great movement by Buzz regardless to keep himself alive,
Yep.
get into boats and get in that strong operator position.
All right, well, Bladestorm used. Dark cover coming down. Dashes forward onto the site. Manages to spot one, but just behind the box. He looks to push forward. Oh, but he gets stopped up, and Intro finds the kill. It's an absolute disaster now for the side of TBP. Was responding with the Bladestorm of his own. Does manage to find one, but as I say that, the turnaround starts to come through. He drops down. The right click is good. Persia eliminated. But now it's all down to Aka. One needs to try to clutch this out. The sentry comes up. Esperanza showing his head for just a moment, but Aka One not prepared to get the shot in.
Now, Spike's down in a very unfortunate spot underneath Hell there, so Aka 1, no opportunity to do anything else except try to take this, although, oh my goodness. Okay, Buzz is going to watch Heaven. Esperanza on the cross. Esperanza sees him.
They turn back around, but Esperanza does manage to get the kill, and Rio take the lead, 11-9. 2 more to go to close out map number 1. See if they can at least lock in overtime with this next round, or if TBP can make a reply.
I thought that was going to be a pretty good entry there for TBP. They spot out Intro very early, and then they're just never able to kill him.
It was a decent turnaround.
I mean, it's hard when the opponent's stuck behind that box and you have a Bladestorm because the knives don't go through the boxes.
Yeah.
So it makes it really tough because you have to go around, and so you're exposing yourself to Heaven or somebody else. But I think Intro got the kill on him, didn't he?
He did,
Yeah.
but what was so crucial was actually the Hunter's Fury from 10X.
Yes, that too.
It stopped him from wanting to advance forward because he's like,
Good
well,
point.
I'll take this damage, but Intro, he was just able to recover.
Yeah.
No longer was paranoid and could just go ahead and get the kill.
Great, yeah, covering with the Hunter's Fury, absolutely. Really nicely done. Well, he is still sitting on his Hunter's Fury. He's been on this for quite a while, hasn't he?
He's just waiting for the lockdown.
I guess.
He's just, it kind of has to just sit there and hope and pray
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Esperanza finally uses it. So
They don't need to use it. They've never had to use it. It's
Yep.
been a really odd situation. Very few plants that last for very long, to be honest.
I mean, Esperanza can also outpace him at the rate that he's getting kills.
That's true, too.
Make their way in. B site unoccupied. Just go ahead and check boats. Say it's good. Everybody come in. Now get the spike planted. Could be, a lockdown used to try to get the Hunter's Fury out. Just thinking about it.
How are they going to deal?
Okay.
Oh, my God. Oh,
Okay,
my God.
Esperanza! I don't need an ultimate. Let me just shoot everybody in the face. He uses the Hunter's Fury all the same, and now the lockdown will get used, and it completely encompasses the entire site. Intro and Esperanza do fall, however. Still going to be now a 1v2 as Ghana. It's the last one left alive. They will destroy this. Gets himself in onto the spike and hold it at least a half. He has that pulled out. He's not going to fake for it. Oh, risk. He pushes and he finds the headshot. Ghana thought he was going to be able to get away with it cheekily. But he does get punished in the end.
Well, that looked so good for Rio on that retake. I mean, Esperanza nails 2 incredible shots, and all of a sudden he's got a lockdown deep in lumber. And that's a problem, but Risk, what I wanted to say before Esperanza nailed a couple shots is I'm like, how is Rio going to deal with Risk? Because look at where he's lurking. He's in mid.
Yep.
He's coming all the way up around the behind. And they never, again, this is their problem on these retakes. We've seen this a couple times. They're not keeping track of Risk's lurks. And he comes around again and causes a huge disruption.
Buzz holding from short, peeking over towards B lobby. Not been given any sight lines yet. So it just continues to stare down. Still scoped in. Peek not going to be there, though. They start rotating back through. Attackers spawn, rotating over to the A site. We do have Intro, for the moment, tucked away in wine.
Well, let's see if they're going to be ready for this. There was a dark cover thrown out at the attacker side of main. I think Intro used that one, so they're going to use the drone to come around. Are they going to check wine? No, they do not.
He goes to the main, he goes on the peak, he manages to find Persia. Trap wire now not going to matter, goes out on the back of that paranoia. Sitting, waiting, Rolling Thunder comes through. Try to save his life, gets a good knock onto multiple members. Follows up with the fault line, so staves them off.
Man, TBP is lucky to come away with
30초
only one
남았습니다.
person dying in that. That was potentially disastrous. There's a good reaction. You keep, some good quick smokes and flashes to keep intro boxed in. Not really able to give him a chance to line up any shots. Oh, that's nice.
Doesn't get the hits in though. There's a shock dart looking to clear in case they go for the switch to shut the market door. In onto the side, Bobo finding one, Risk finding another, takes out Ghana. Now makes his way through market. 3v2 with Bobo down below half HP. Let's see if TBP can try to pull this off. Spots 10x, but 10x gets the headshot. Now it's all on Bobo, and he'll just get wall banged at the end. Woo! Cleanup is there, and RIO, they will lock in at least overtime. TBP need to win 2 rounds in a row off the back of this if they want to take us into OT.
Yeah, it's just a good stuff here from RIO 10x. He's hitting some really nice shots. That wall bang, very, very, very nice for him. Hitting RIO 10x been really good with these recon arrows, dude. He has spotted them so many times and given them really good information. And sometimes they get kills. They didn't get a kill off that one, but it didn't matter. They knew what was going on. They knew where people were, and that makes your lineups way easier. But this opening by intro, so nice. And again, TBP does a good job to recover. At the end of the day, 10x is a monster.
It was good communication as well, because he could have stayed out. There's a flashpoint getting ready to come through, but decides to pull back. The flashpoint comes in. He throws the paranoia, and that just ensures that he's going to be safe and fully forces everybody back.
Yeah, it's great reactions by intro. Absolutely. Really well played by a lot of people in there.
Fault line not going to get the clip that they're looking for. Bobo does get tagged up there for a moment, taking a little bit of damage.
Nobody here, though. So, again, nobody in main this time for TBP, so it's...
Oh, okay.
What?
Shock dart opening from 10x, finds Hia. Flashpoint's now going in towards the site. To blind them up is Buzz. Goes for the shot. Bobo, however, he doesn't get tagged, but he does find intro. Follows up for a second one as Esperanza will die. Not eliminated. Buzz finding a shot. 2v1 as it's just Aka1 here with the Sheriff. Tries to get the spot, and he just can't line it up. 10x comes in from the flank. The defuse will be there, and RIO, a damn close map, but they will be able to take Ascent 13-10.
Yeah, I mean, TBP putting up a heck of a fight. Just not quite enough. It's just slightly better there. That time around, though, there's no trailing members for TBP. There's no Risk. Hawk, right? Cherry ice cream smile, suppose it's very nice. I don't know, that line kind of sucks. With a step to your left and a flick to the right.
Flick.
You catch that mirror way out west. Look at that. They even have the word flick in the song. Okay. It's like made for this.
Duran was well ahead of their time.
Boom.
They predicted esports.
They did it.
A couple shots coming through. Over by Green. 10x and Buzz looking to hold things down. It's going to be a 2-man creep for now, as Hia and Aka1 start making their way forward.
We still haven't seen the wall put up by the Viper yet. A lot of times you'll see there. Okay, now I see it. There it is. I was going to say. Usually you see it cutting off the site like this at an angle. Yep, there it goes.
Boosted up top though is 10x. He's got a really nice clear angle. Puts a ton of damage in onto Aka1. They will force him back to try to receive some heals. Bobo, will slowly top him up. Wall's going down. Spike's still going to be advancing forward while we see Persia still lurking at A, trying to see if anybody's going to be aggressively pushing through the site over towards the attacker's spawn, but he's going to have to join in with the rest of his team pretty soon here.
Well, now TBP's in a really awkward spot. There's a lot of defenses here. At B, pretty well set up, giving some good crossfires. It's going to take some good shots around the corners for TBP to get this done. Going to put the wall back up. Recon dart goes out, quickly shot out by Buzz. 10x going to get one over the top.
There's a Risk on. Buzz taking quite a bit of damage, though. Be careful, the heal has been used. 10x throwing that onto himself, so Buzz just going to have to try to operate with 22 HP. Mana Swarm thrown down defensively, as they'll start breaking through this wall. Catch the location of Buzz. Cloud coming up. Aka1 taking another little chunk of damage. Knocked down to 56. Persia finds Esperanza, though. It's a good opener. Wall coming up. Hia playing around the side. Takes out Buzz. The push comes in from Ghana. Gets the finish with a frenzy. Bobo playing right up along the other side of this. The fuse is coming through. They're just holding for an intro. keeping everybody off of it, but they get the knock off the spike with the paint shells. It's absolutely huge from Maka 1, and they cannot get the defuse. 0.08 seconds remaining, and TBP will barely take the pistol round.
The whole time in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is looking pretty decent for RIO, except the paint shells were still in the hands of Aka 1. And so that gives them such a good ability to just get rid of the defuse, and it is perfectly timed and just barely saves the day. Well done. Good patience by Aka 1 up on top of the containers there. That is, woo!
Still
Really
very
nice.
close, but now look at this. RIO with a little bit of a misread here. They're looking to go aggro, moving up through green. 3-man stack there. 1 peeking out underneath the 2, but everybody else is just storming forward onto the A side. The wall setup comes through. Cuts off quite a bit of vision, as it is just Esperanza there by himself. Inches around towards the back entrance of site. Ooh, just has to wait this out. I mean, by the time everybody rotates and gets in a position to try to take this, clock's going to be run down quite a bit. Buzz getting chunked out. Aka 1 playing around the back. I mean, 3 members defensively holding from this attacker spawn. They will clean it up, and suddenly it's just 10x. Who does die? Flawless round. No one really even taking that much damage. TBP, they start things off very nicely with a 2-0.
Yeah, it's the classic Viper setup there with the wall. You just kind of angle it through the site so that you've got a couple different angles that you can plant from relatively safely. So there's the 2 sides by the box there at 410. Like, I don't know if you know about this, but there's the box that's right in front of a nest by pipes. There's actually both sides of it have names because there's like markings on it. I just found this out the other day. There's 410 on one side, so they call the right hand side 410. If you're looking at it from the attacker side, the left hand side king, because there's a K there. Ooh, intro comes out with a big one, dismisses out of there.
It does dismiss out, but still going to be quite low. Buzz pulling back as well. The spot onto him. Wall going to be used defensively as they go for the plant, but they break it down fast enough to force Bobo back. Play cautiously here, but it's a good delay so far from RIO as the updraft comes in. Buzz getting himself situated up top spots. Aka 1 for just a moment. The paint shell's going to be let loose. Going to clear that back right side, but nobody there to get clipped by the nades. A ton of damage now out onto Hia. Desperately love to get some healing here. Esperanza falling, Hia finding 1 despite the low health bar. Intro does get that punish, but Bobo sitting back. Finds a kill on a Buzz.
Got a very tanky team. RIO, very nice job here. 10x. Aka 1's gonna go down. Bobo waiting. Ooh, good peek there. Get some damage. Didn't get the dink or anything, but at least he got something.
Really good reaction time.
Yeah, really good reaction. Wrapping around towards the king. You see that K there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the other side of this, on the caution, there's a 410.
410.
Yeah, I just learned this. All right, Bobo, trying to finish this one out. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Whoa, he gets the dink.
He does. I just got to clear up and down, plus be wary about this side angle. Intro on the flank will manage to clean him up. Finds 3 kills in the round as RIO do get on the board.
It's just really good, a good read here by RIO at the beginning of this round. They play very aggressively up towards the front of the site, and like you said, they blast down that wall instantly, because the idea there for Tuapol is place the wall at the very closest spot to the plant site that they can, and then plant the spike behind it, just a quick one, just to get it down. But they don't even let that happen. That's just really aggressive push, and then the wall for the poison wall is in the same spot, but they're right next to it, up on top of rafters, able to look over it a little bit. It's just really nicely done by RIO. It's a great read, great play calling.
Boombot didn't stand a chance. Absolutely mauled. On the push, Hia, great angle, gets up on top of Ghana, making sure that he cannot exit. Intro, however, does find 1. Pushes around the corner, gets a second. Really good trades, equalizes, making it a 3v3. Slow creep, however, from Persia. Gets himself well up into the A site, which nobody is watching. Nobody's occupying it at the moment. Buzz, the closest one, starting to inch his way back forward to get up on top of the rafters here.
Yeah, there was an owl drone.
Being watched. Doesn't get the shot in onto Persia. Does force out the tailwind. He'll pull back. Alarm bot set up in case somebody wants to rotate around that side. Nanoswarm going to be used defensively as well. Spike does get planted. Start spotting everybody out.
Yeah, that's a really, really good dart there. by, not 10x this time, Esperanza.
Risk is up top, 10x. Might not be privy to this. Showstopper, drawn out, looking for the shot. It's up close and personal, but actually doesn't have the damage to get the finish on the 10x. Took him down to 26. They do get Buzz on the back end of it, but this will be RIO tying us up 2-2. Some very nice defensive plays.
This is just great Sova play again by RIO. This time it's Esperanza. Gets a ton of information off that recon. But earlier, he also had an owl drone that he sent out into B that got pretty much the information all the way down to the green side there, all the way, basically where the attackers come through. He saw that nobody was coming, and that allowed them to cheat on this retake and really get into position quicker. You can see one was already heading up to heaven, and Buzz is coming up there and just nailing some great shots and almost finishes it off, but Esperanza there to clean up. And yeah, I mean, again, that recon dart, once you know where they are, that's just it. I mean, that's... Ooh, Babo, is this a Marshall?
It is indeed.
Yes.
Anna was jump peeking that box, but decides to pull off as the drone comes out.
Viper's Pit for the defense.
Yeah, if he can get into a position that could use that. If he can move up just towards the end of green, behind yellow, maybe we'll see it get popped.
Yeah, so there's a lot of options if you lose one or the other.
Yeah, Esperanza's still going to be one away from having the Hunter's Fury, so there is no reply to that lockdown available. See, there's poison covering everything as the walls come up.
This looks like an old Nickelodeon TV show, dude. Some green stuff everywhere. Although you told me you got slimed one time.
Yeah, I did get slimed.
That's awesome. I guess.
It was fun. It was fun. Highlight of me being 6 years old or however old
I mean, heck yeah. I would have loved that as a kid too. I wonder how much they're going to know about intro being your... Oh, no. Well,
oh, okay.
Ooh,
well, intro,
intro.
not really ready for it. Goes for the drop down as well. Luckily, doesn't take any additional damage. So is that Alir to buy himself a little bit of extra time?
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Intro's in a great spot. He should have gotten a pick there, but just not really able to find his shot. You don't see that too much from him.
He is still lurking, and they're aware of this. So this is keeping them locked in place right now, staring over towards yellow. Clock is running down as they try to rotate everything through. 10x eliminated. Need to get this spike all the way moved over here. They need to start planning right now. They barely have enough time. Just a few seconds remaining. Spraying through. Aka 1. Dead! They run out of time! Oh, it's huge from Ghana! He gets the wall bang through the box! And RIO will just take it. See if they can get anything else on the back end here as Risk will die right in the last few seconds. But man, this spray from Ghana is absolutely huge to deny the plant.
That's absolutely ridiculous. What a position to be in by Ghana. A huge clutch play for him. That might just get him the MVP boat right there. I mean, just, oh my goodness.
There's still plenty of rounds to be played, but it's a damn good look for him.
Oh, this is just fantastic. I mean, look at this. He just lays it down, gets the headshot onto Aka 1, and then, yeah, the time's up. I mean, he's in the right place. It's a great read on the situation. He knows what the clock is at. He's aware of it. Buzz trying to get some shots over the top, has to drop down. I don't think he got any damage in there, no.
Drone's cleared. I think it was looking the opposite way, so they didn't even necessarily see Buzz's location, but they can kind of infer where he's going to be at. Lockdown is used. Hunter's Fury coming out now from Esperanza to get the clear. Boombot not going to be finding anything on the back of sight. Lockdown destroyed. Babo dead. Intro traded out as Persia finds one on that peek. Good double peek here from TBP. Takes down Buzz, gives them a bit of an advantage, but Esperanza trades it right back. Now Ghana gone. 10x up behind them. Making his way over towards Belt.
Going to clear that out. Shock dart in response just in case the plant's going down. Not yet.
So very low. Still manages to find 10x. And Esperanza is here. Gets the headshot. And now he needs to find a fourth kill in the round versus Risk. Both low HP. Any headshot will kill. Spike's recovered, but there you go. Wraparound comes through and Esperanza finds a 4K to give RIO a fourth win.
Man, Risk looks away just at the wrong second and pays the price for it. Very nice round here by Esperanza. This time, also, he might be earning the MVP vote again here for, I think, a lot of our voters. He looked very, very good there. Just doing a great job up on the top. He's doing a great job with the shock darts just in case somebody's trying to plant. He's ready for it. They're nailing the right spots. Really nicely done on Ia there. And Aka 1 probably wishes he could have that spray back. But what it is. Push through B, but the slow arm there. Aka, he doesn't want to move, but he's going to get spotted regardless. Persia, though.
Yep, still just chilling out, watching down mid. Gets a great shot onto intro. It's definitely going to instill some more confidence in them on this push through B. But right now, it's just Ghana by himself. He's still going to be one away from having that pit available.
Rez does come through here, so intro back up and running. Wall down to try to go for the spike. Babo there. Gonna be able to place it down. Some pre-firing again by RIO.
They break the wall open, but they don't get any hits in onto him. Now they have to try to retake this. Slow orb out the back of yellow. Goes in quite deep though, so that's not going to be slowing anybody if they try to come for a peek around this left or right side.
Counter wall.
Here's chucked out, poison flying. 10x going on the aggressive shove. Let's have a little bit of backup coming through on the end. Now 2v2. Zaka 1 does fall. They're just going to go ahead and commit the pit to this as they look for the defuse. Starting to wrap around the spring through. He's taking the shots. They managed to find the spray. Ghana, Babo, giving him the treatment that he just received. They get the kill, and that's going to be TBP finally stopping this win streak. 4 rounds in a row there for the side of RIO, and they finally put a third round.
Turnabout is fair play, as they say. It's just it's kind of funny that both Viper pits have resulted in whoever's either planting the spike or trying to defuse it dying in that case. So really nicely done there. A good adjustment by TBP. Even though they get pushed back off the site, they're very patient with it, and then they wrap around back into mid, come through there, and it's just they know the angle so well that once they know the defuse is being gone for.
Ooh! Oh, okay. Great shot from Aka1, knocked down Esperanza. Now on the push, it is just the TBP shell. They are just ripping them to shreds. Another lockdown available, going to be used. No way to clear this one out. It's just Ghana and 10x, the curse of the world. It's a Marshall and a Frenzy. So Ghana, of course, loses out on that trade. Can't get much damage in onto Risk. 10x almost spots him. Would love to get any kind of kill right now, get a real gun in his hands, and then just save that for the next round.
Yeah, it's a really awkward corner to try to push, particularly with a Marshall. There's just so many different angles that the attackers could get you from. Whether they come from the backside. Oh no, he's
spawn side. Oh! Okay, he actually manages to scope in.
Wow!
Gets the kill. He makes his way forward. Oh, he barely misses the shot there onto Babo. Flies right over the shoulder past his skull. The TBP, they'll close out another one.
Yeah. He gets at least one out of it. That's not the end of the world, but Babo Rez gonna be there for him. Risk with his ultimate as well as Aka1 with the showstopper. So there's some potential for a pretty good take. We'll see.
It'd be nice if Esperanza would play Raze from time to time, because then we could say he has an Esperoza ult. If he whips it, you know.
We had one Rosa ult here already today.
Yeah.
Aka1 did miss that one. Does that classify? I mean, it was point blank. I still think it classifies. Right?
Didn't get the kill. Ooh, hello.
Yikes.
Buzz not really prepared for that.
Here we go.
Rotation. Yeah, kind of botches the second satchel, lets it go into the back. He's not going to be able to find anything, but doesn't want to overstep to try to confirm the location of anybody. Starts flying out. They're looking to break down the wall. They managed to do so. There's the kill. Well done from intro. Finds Babo. Delays that spike from getting planted. Hunter's Fury now going to come flying through, looking for a target. Aka1 with the paint shells manages to find intro, but Esperanza and Ghana scoop up one each. Now a 3v2 with a spike down on the opposite side of the wall, just getting carried forward by Hia. Does manage to find one.
Oh, great use of the poison.
Hello?
Hello?
10x. He does find him, throws down the slow orb. Lets that decay expire, uses his own wall to get boosted up top. Risk. Can he actually do it? He can! Wow! Oh, pushes the corner, clutches it out! Gets the 2 kills, and TBP, they take the lead.
That looked great there for RIO. Changing up the angles that they're going to be at. It's just fantastic shooting by Risk at the end to pick up the double. Sick stuff. I don't know what was going on inside that poison. That dance there with
just
with Babo
somehow missing
not Babo,
each other.
10x and and he I thought did a great job here. He's, I mean, they weight this down. I love that intro is really aggressive on these walls, picks that up, dismisses the heck out of there right away, but that's 2 times in a row. This time TBP's much more patient on the backside of it, just waiting behind those walls.
Really aggressive creep forward. 2 members now here from RIO. Just waiting for this wall to get dismissed. Maka 1 right there around the corner. They'll spot 10x. The drone going up top. We'll see intro. Barely notice the head of one other. 10x, however, does dome Maka 1. Yet again. Comes out on top of that exchange with his Marshal, but Persia pushing forward through mid. Finds Esperanza. And given how much vision they saw, how much vision they had, they should have seen enough members to know that the A side is completely open now.
Yeah, they're gonna. It's gonna be a retake attempt.
4v4. Gun recovery. Intro does pick up the Vandal.
Yes, he does got that Vandal.
But no way! How does he keep doing this?
That's insane!
Unreal. 10x gets another headshot. Intro finding another. Persia gonna be gone. They push through the smoke wall. 10x does fall. Yep, playing up top, just getting tagged up. Ghana, I'm like,
you can see him.
Perfectly aware of where you are at. He just feet glued to the floor, doesn't move at all. Gets punished for it. Cleanup is there. And RIO, they will win a thrifty round.
I mean, when 10x is hitting headshots with the Marshal, just go ahead and forget it. That's crazy good stuff from him. Oh my word.
He must have thought that
and then
the shots were just luckily sprayed through and that they didn't have any kind of vision on him. But
that could be. I was just trying to process that in my brain. I think they could just see him. Like there was maybe a pixel. Like
it seems like, okay, we do have a pause called, so maybe there's a little bit more to this. We'll find out. But, yeah, because no reply fire either.
Well, I think he was reloading or something, wasn't he?
I think he was just sitting there.
Yeah.
So we'll get to the bottom of this. We'll figure out what's going on.
Because he had a great play at the back stairs to get 10x. 10x just kind of pushing through there, hoping that he can get into heaven. But he is just waiting right. You know, the wall's in a good spot for him. He could stay at the top of the stairs there, and the people coming from that side can't really see him.
Well, hopefully we can figure this out with relative ease and can get right back into it as we are tied up now, 5-5. So it's not. It's looking pretty good overall for TBP. You would expect, you know, just given history on this map, to see the defender side kind of walk away with the first half. But RIO are really having to fight for these holds.
Oh, I mean, TBP is really prepared very well for those. They're kind of they're really doing a good job. Again, the adjustments are great from both teams. I mean, TBP's adjustment off of the failed wall the first time around with, you know, the very short, I don't know what to call it, a short wall at the very front of A site, right, where you try to plant just right on that little edge, because normally you're trying to plant by nest, like underneath it by those boxes when you're on the attacker side. But this time they're planting like right at the front of the site using those sage walls. But the first time it doesn't fool RIO at all. They just blast through it. Second time, same thing kind of happens, but they're much more patient the second time around, waiting behind the walls, knowing you know, that it's going to be stacked there for RIO. And then, I mean, what are you going to do when they hit some good shots too? I mean, who was that? Was it Risk that got that double at the end of that one round? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was Risk, right? Because it was a Sova.
Yes. It was a good little clutch from him. But now tied up, as I think we just had a player restart their PC.
Uh-oh.
To then try to jump back into it.
Things happen.
From time to time, you know? we're blessed for playing offline. Doesn't mean that we also have tech support standing by on stage, so we can get the admins in there and you know, figure out the situation and try to take care of it rather quickly. So, should be all right to get back into this pretty soon, but it does happen from time to time.
Yeah, of course. That's part of the nature of the beast.
Even when you're playing offline, sometimes you still have a few connection issues.
Yep. Computers have problems. Everybody knows it. If you've ever used a computer, you've had a problem. That's the way these things are.
Well, here we go. 10 seconds left on the countdown as we're tied up 5-5. 2 more rounds to go in the first half here of Icebox. TBP looking good.
I got to point this out. It's all Vandals except for intro. So the Vandal meta really has swung into effect. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, when you could get a headshot from, you know, anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's a kill no matter what. That's going to be preferred by pro gamers. That's just Doesn't matter how bad the recoil is. That first bullet is all that matters.
For the most part. I mean, when you're going for the Reyna, something like the Phantom,
Sure.
when you have that Empress up, it just
yeah.
becomes completely uncontrollable. You got to be more careful with it,
That's
so it
true.
does make sense. But, all right. Spike planted very swiftly here by TBP. Pit coming up from here. As the drone goes flying around, looking for anything. Pulling back up the wall for now as Aqua1 just takes a couple pot shots through the smoke. Trying to get a hit. Doesn't manage to find much of anything yet, though.
Intro up top, trying to see if anybody comes out, but got Aqua1 on lockdown around the corner. Finds 3!
Oh, man! Just sprays through absolutely all of them. He scoops up Intro as well, and it's just 10x all on his lonesome, and he is just hightailing it out over towards A. Wants to hold on to this gun, but man, what a cleanup. Aqua1 just spraying through all 3 of them. Rips them to shreds.
That's just, you know, the idea isn't bad by RIO. It's just a great spray by Aqua1. What are you going to do? I mean, because you're trying to triple peek him in a set. You know where he is, and it's the right idea, right? You're trying to stack multiple guys and, you know, coming from the same angle. But he just nails it. The timing's just incredible.
Yeah, fantastically done. Does have another showstopper online now as we'll get another look at it. It's just, yeah, all lined up for him. Good defensive setup on the whole there from TBP. Playing around that Viper's Pit is so very difficult at times. So
really, really hard. Ghana's got a pit now.
He does. Let's see if he can utilize it well enough to find some success. Last round in the half, res is also up for both of these Sages.
Showstopper for Akka. Esperanza has the Hunter's Fury. Won't really need to save it for the lockdown. Doesn't look like that's going to be a thing. So he's going to use it on the plant. Intro with a Guardian. Esperanza gets it with the Hunters.
That's not going to be, you know, any res now coming through for the side of TBP. The Lee are going to be destroyed now. They know the Persia is going to be holding close. They come in with the push. They do manage to take down Intro. Unable to outtrade him with that Guardian. Can't get a shot through. Esperanza gets the spot because of the dart onto Hia. And take him down through the wall. Persia now on his lonesome, but the spike is being held. It will get the fuse, and that is going to be 6-6. The first half of Icebox is RIO. They managed to take it away here at the end. But it's been very close between these two squads.
I mean, both of these maps have been incredible. TBP is giving everything they have to RIO right now. I mean, the kitchen sink is already in there. I don't know what else you can yank out of house walls to throw at people, but kitchen sink's pretty big. Refrigerators.
Appliances you can use.
Refrigerators are pretty big.
You can do a microwave even.
Microwaves.
A little extra something on top.
Those are easier to throw than kitchen sinks, though. So I'm talking about things that are like...
Toilet.
The toilet, probably pretty hard to rip out of the ground, yeah. Unless you're one of the guys in Boondock Saints.
You can do that. The stove, why not?
The stove? Yep, that thing's got to be heavy.
There's a whole lot of stuff that you could throw at people if you're strong enough, as it turns out.
That's right, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, blow for blow. Just kind of going back and forth, these two squads. So we find ourselves tied yet again. I mean, looking at Ascent, it was 4 rounds picked up for TBP in the second half. With RIO being able to take it, but, I mean, this is different. You know, this is RIO shifting over onto the attack now.
Last time RIO was able to win the pistol on the second half, so let's see if they can get it done this go round. But yeah, it's attacker side, and let's see. I'm really curious. We do see Esperanza going for the Ghost. Nobody else. Everybody else is just utility, the classics. So this is kind of interesting. I would think if you're gonna go B, like Ghost would be a little more of a priority because it's just so long. But
also going for half armor on just about everybody other than Esperanza.
But with the poison wall, now that I think about it, you know, you kind of make things more close range just by, you know, the nature of this thing.
Yeah, just chopping that vision down. The wall comes up for the plant right here on the edge of sight. Plant this for the yellow and green hold.
Like the pre-fire into the spots where somebody could get up.
Answering wall. We'll just fully cut off their vision. Just have to wait to use this. Hope that they have the toxin to last long enough. Now we'll start to go up. As 10x creeps around from behind. He's going to try to get himself into mid. Hia pressing forward, finds Buzz as he moves through the wall. It's a good kill. They haven't yet made their way onto the spike. As Hia presses forward, Ghana will strike him down. Esperanza, oh no, but way more than he can chew. A bit of a jump scare here for him. His intro is so very low. Would love to get a kill to try to get the Devour off, but it just can't manage to make it happen. Ghana and 10X still both here, and 10X will be there for the finish. Gets the final kill, gets 3 kills in the round, but as the spike explodes, he will lose out on his Ghost. But RIO, they do get the round victory.
Yeah, it's another nice maneuver there by 10X going into mid. It makes it way easier to get those crossfires set up. Poor intro, just not much you could do. And then, was it Esperanza that had, like, when the wall came down, there's like 3 members of the defenders over there? Oh, that's a feels bad, man. Then you're like, all right, I'm going to catch somebody. They're going to be looking. You know, my teammates are over on the other side. They're making a lot of noise. Nope. Everybody's dialed in on you.
Full 5-man aggressive push forward now onto the A side. They already spot Akawan. Dash as Buzz gets himself on top of the site. A couple shots flying through. Chunks out Bobo. Risk as well, getting knocked down to 46 HP. Spike is planted. It all comes down to the attempted retake here.
A little bit of damage from that snake bite while he's planting, but able to get through it relatively unscathed. Ghana, off to the side, throws a snake bite of his own.
Just going to stave them off as best as possible. Wrap around the back. Buzz finding 2 with the Spectre. Esperanza now playing up top. Spots 1. Should have seen Risk's head there for just a moment. Yep, they make the call. They go on the push, and they just storm them down. A flawless round here for RIO. As anticipated, I mean, get the site for free. And then it's just so impossible, realistically, there for TBP to get anything done. So really well done by RIO. They don't lose any of their weapons.
Yeah,
so they can stock up.
It's a huge pistol round win by the end the follow-up with the Spectres. So clean as you like. Everybody's coming through screens. Just kind of got people in the back of A. You've got one in the nest. It's good crossfires. It's tough. It's tough for TBP in this situation. With Buzz doing that doesn't help. Nailing a couple great dinks with the Spectre.
He was hungry for that 4K.
He really was. I don't blame him. I would be
get
too.
it.
Yeah.
Risk is playing very far forward into tube at the moment.
Gets one. Wow.
Nice Hia. Actually,
oh, Hia got it.
Clipping him. Gets pushed around at mid. Managed to spot him on the entrance of tube. So it's a good opening kill, eliminating a lot of firepower. This Buzz trying to watch this angle. The boom bot does come down. 10X trying to back him up so they have this little bit of a crossfire. And I mean, this is a more unique plan, but Buzz is already gone. Now it's just 10X on this side of the wall. Akawan does manage to get the elimination. Risk with 2 HP. Holding it onto the spike, and Ghana is here, but I mean, he's on the opposite side of the wall. He needs to try to break through, but they're just going to be able to hold this. I'll just have to see if he can get any damage done on the back end of the fight. As he pushes forward, but says, well, I can't find much of anything. So we'll just be a free defuse. They try something new with the planned location, but unfortunately it does not work out. Yeah,
it's hard to do that, man. That's the first time I've really seen somebody try that. You know, you've got 2 set up by Orange, kind of in a crossfire. The problem is like there's so many angles to come from like the kitchen and mid and everything. Like it's so hard to play in that area, whoever you are. I don't care if you're attacker or defender, but there's just too many angles to worry about. Up and above you, they're very tight. Sometimes there's, you know, through the doors, there's really narrow angles where you can see down to people. That's a really ambitious, you know, spike defense setup. That's really tough to do.
I think it would be fine if you had a Viper's Pit.
Yeah.
To cover everything.
Absolutely.
But
yes.
Without that, it just, there's too many angles to watch, too many ways to get pinched. And they only have 2 people situated on that side of the wall to try to get the defense. You can't get the rotation fast enough through from Ghana. Yeah,
that's just it too. You're kind of separated as well. It's really hard to cover the guys who are in mid. Like, what are you going to do when they're in orange like that? There's all those boxes in the way. You can't see what the heck's going on.
Well, does keep TBP just 1 round separated here from RIO. Dart over top, looking a scout. Doesn't manage to see much of anything.
Yeah, nobody's revealed their presence yet.
Spawning dart up over the top. The wall instantly going to be melted down. Buzz looking to set up a little bit of a one-way over on the side. Lock out some vision. Bobo slowed up. Are they aware of this? Just outside of the poison there. Pin chills his own back. Intro finds 1 as Risk will fall. Hia, however, finds 10X. That's going to be the spike drop down onto the ground. Intro continuing to play on that left side flank, looking to catch anybody moving in from mid. Saka 1. Situated up top. Drop down comes through. Kills good on Esperanza. They need to get this plant off. stopped for just a moment.
10초
Clock
남았습니다.
continuing to tick down. Bobo playing around the side, finds intro. Ghana will get one, can't quite get the other. And TBP will tie us up at 8-8.
Great lineups for TBP. Just nailing the plant spot with everything. That completely backs him off. Even though 10X picks up a kill on the backup, it still buys a ton of time, a lot of space for TBP to come in, and they don't even get the plant. I mean, that's really nice. That saves a ton of money. It adds up over time, and if you're the attackers, and in theory you plan every round, it's 3,600 credits, but though they do add up over time, and the more you can keep RIO on the back foot, the better. RIO, it's going to be the buys, though. Both teams with the rifles in hand, and Buzz thinking he's going to be able to get the Blade Storm.
Yeah, they dart Persia, so yeah, he'll go ahead and pick that up. They still do not have this Hunter's Fury, so Persia getting a position, which he is. They just use the lockdown. They would have to go aggressive to try to eliminate it. So they don't have, something simple like paint shells to try to clear it out of whatever angle gets planted at.
Yeah, these lineups on the snake bites are great by Hia. He is really making it difficult for 10X to get the plants down, even with the walls there.
Paint shells used. Spike does get planted, 10X taking a ton of damage. Does go ahead, manage to get the heal off onto himself. As Aka1 just going to be boosting up with a single satchel on top of the box. Wall coming up, Ghana breaking through, looking to approach from mid, but Bottle's got the headshot. Gets the elimination. Buzz spotted there for a moment by the dart. Push comes through from the smoke. He up finding one, and it is just going to be a slaughter, a flawless round. Lockdown is a little bit unnecessarily, you could say. As the fight was, it was a little too explosive. I guess couldn't necessarily figure out whether or not it was going to be necessary. So they do end up burning that in the round, but TBP, they still do pick up the victory.
Yep. What the heck? Yeah, well, now they're ahead 9-8. So, I mean, again, it's all about the lineups and, making it so hard for RIO to plant. So RIO's got to kind of, I think, reassess their ideas. This is a pretty fast push through B. They want to get that orb into the hands of Buzz so he can get his ult so they don't have to buy. They're still going to have enough mostly for rifles. It's going to be a Bulldog for Esperanza. Intro. Just a hair of damage. But...
Oh, hello, Buzz.
Yep, hi.
Somebody save him. Heal him. Bail him out. He is in desperate need of that heal. There you go. Still going for the corner check. I mean, so bold of him. One shot at that HP and he would have died, but does make it back up to 70 now.
Yeah, I like the change of pace by RIO. That quick push on the
corner.
B.
They get the dart and he goes on the push. Huge play. They're going to be prepared for Risk to be over there at a yellow. Throw down that cloud burst. He's going to rotate the far side swing of this box. Ghana will just clear out that boom bot and look to rotate out of green. Everybody else now making their way over onto A. They do spot Bobo as he'll get a nice elimination onto intro.
But they have the information that there's nobody up until Bobo's point on A.
You see that for just a moment there on the minimap. Aka1 starting to rotate over to it's A, but that single kill coming out from Ghana forces the race back over. Esperanza now finds Bobo. They will be able to confirm that this is the plant. Heal comes through. Rez going to be there as well to put intro back into the fight. So 5 members strong. Gets a great headshot there onto Persia. And now it all comes down to Aka1, who realistically just wants to hold on to his weapon and look if he can pick anybody off on an exit.
Yeah, even though intro dies early, it's there. Esperanza going to finish it with the Bulldog onto Aka1. And yeah, Ghana doing a really nice job. I don't even call that alert. Just camping, just waiting for the opponents to come through. And they must not have checked a corner or something. And or he just outshot him, who knows. But even though intro dies, he gets a ton of information. The res is there to bring him back. They know that A is clear, other than Bobo, and that's not the ideal defender, the solo defender having A, and it's a weakness that very quickly is exploited by RIO.
Wow. Heavy investment now coming through. Still decent amount of money here on the members of TBP, and yeah, Bobo, he does go for the operator. Holding an A here for the moment is he is going to be using the Viper's Pit to cut off access to green. Buzz situated on top of tube as Persia tries to get the shot just over the top there.
That's a really interesting use of the Viper's Pit. I mean, you're really trying to force him back over towards A, see if you can get some value out of that operator. Plus, you've got 2 playing up in mid, really trying to catch them off guard with this.
Yeah, this is really just kind of shoehorns them into, one of 2 locations. They're going to look to go into A. They'll confirm that the operator is here. Wall's going to come up from Babo. So he waits for the dart. Clears it out. Starts inching his way around the side as Risk picked off. Good kill from Intro lurking around mid. Now he's going to be waiting out the Viper. Coming back over towards the entrance to A. 40 seconds left on the clock as they look to move forward. There's the peek. The shot does not connect. Another slow orb going to be invested. The Viper's pit in response now coming through. Babo, there's just not much that he can do right now. Oh no, Akawani tries to go in with a showstopper, but yet again, it's not going to be able to find anything. Ghana just kills him with the poison. Catastrophic, as they are now down 2 members with Babo slowly trying to take his HP back up.
Yeah, Persia's Nano Swarm just a hair off from where they're able to plant the spike as well. So it's just a full retreat for TBP, and they will wait this one out. Do not want to lose that operator, of course.
Yeah,
Hia is checking, doing some pub game plays, hanging out in spawn.
I mean, you never know. Sometimes this is such a great angle, and you can pick them off one after the other. See just how far out they do want to press.
Oh, this is, I mean, you rarely see pros come into the spawn like this.
Angles held. There's the Phantom, so he can't necessarily get these 1-taps, but they're not really making their way that far around. Buzz down in front of him. If he goes for the peek, he sets up 1. Can he get the second? Yes, he can. That's huge value now for Hia.
Oh, that's mean. That's mean, Hia.
See Esperanza still with a smile on his face, like, of course he's playing around there. So still good value. Granted, everybody from Rio can buy, as can TBP, so still pretty equal across the board as far as the economies are concerned.
Yeah, money's not too bad for either side, really. They can both afford a loss, more or less. It's just, that operator so valuable, so huge.
Goes to show, pros don't necessarily respect that angle.
No, they do not. Well, you rarely see pros go into those spawn sites. So it's kind of one of those angles they forget about. Intro's going to win that duel.
Wasn't much of a duel.
Well,
didn't really have his gun out.
A Western style duel.
Persia, however,
1 bullet each.
Got some revenge. Push forward from Hia. Takes down Buzz. So instantly down to a 3v3, but as I say that, the res will be used by Babo, putting Risk back into the fight. So disadvantage for the side of Rio, who are rotating the spike around into the A site. Should be heard, but knife out, 10x lurking back over at the end of mid. Gets the kill onto Hia, putting him in the ground. Hunter's Fury now going to be used, stopping Esperanza from getting the spike plant off, and Babo, he's got the op shot coming in the back. Manages to get the elimination. Now they'll go in for the plant. Slow orb, lob down. Player spotted there for a moment. Ghana just on the opposite side of the wall, needs to be so very careful. Babo doesn't manage to scope in and get the kill. 10x pushing through. Finds Persia on the opposite side. Now it's just him in a 1v2. Heard the rope tap for just a moment. Oh, and as he gets the kill onto Risk, Babo clears the angle. After having swapped over onto the Vandal, picks up the operator yet again, gets the defuse, and ties us up at 10-10.
That's a really nice little play there by Babo and Risk. So
great wall.
Risk, yeah, great wall A, but he's shooting through the wall. So in theory, what you're trying to do is mask the sound of the zip line. Right?
Yeah.
So your partner can get up there, but you're doing 2 things. Like, you're trying to mask the zip line. You're shooting through the wall, so you're opening up an extra angle to shoot at your opponent. So even if you lose one or the other, in theory, you're going to get away with a nice crossfire and probably win that battle. 9 times out of 10. We're outside of just an amazing flick by your opponent.
Well, nearly 2 hours out into the series, and it looks like we very well could have a 3rd map on our hands. As TBP with their pick. Overall, look quite good. But speaking of picks, 10x finds an opening. Hia eliminated through mid.
Was he under the tube?
Yep. He's playing that Babo angle.
Yeah.
It's a good punish.
It's funny you call it a Babo angle.
Oh, you got the kill before.
I know. Just
it's an idiot
Babo
angle.
means stupid. Exactly. There you go. A lot of Killjoy utility on B here for Persia. Turret in the back. And he can kind of play back on this. So I really like the setup for Persia. Wall down over mid, though, for the poison wall. Great shot by Esperanza. Finds the head.
Let's take quite a bit in exchange, but can get topped up as soon as they have this spike planted. The heal just now comes off cooldown, so very well timed on that. Spike planted with 3 members left. Feels like there's not that much that TBP can get done here. Still have paint shells, 2 shock darts, and a wall of their own, but they need to break their way through here. They need to clear this out. The paint shells going a little bit too wide. Aka1 trying to boost himself forward with the satchel. Ends up just getting punished, and the shock darts are not clipping onto anybody at all. Push on the corner. Babo now gone. That's going to be the operator. Not recovered, moved forward into the next round as RIO are 1 away from locking in OT. 2 from taking it this series 2-0, which would slingshot themselves into the semifinal.
Well, that early loss of Persia is just so devastating for TBP. He's got so much utility committed to that. He can buy so much time. He can make it really tricky to plant with the way the nano swarms are set up. You know, turret in the back if they do start pushing through. But he dies right away. He kind of, I was expecting him to just kind of be waiting, not really revealing himself. But it's great stuff by Buzz there. Aka1's had a few struggles with those blast pack movements that time around, though. It was a good idea in a way because the way that the paint shells had exploded was on the back of yellow there. But he's able, you know, he knows that if somebody's left, they're in there. Esperanza again! Oh!
I mean, it seemed like he had the lineup, but Esperanza just manages to strike first. So again, Aka1 taken out of the fight, and it's, you know, you take a look at this series and the last one for Aka1, and it's been a lot of struggles for him.
Yeah.
Played really well on Reyna on Ascent versus Goma, but it's been widely absent so far in the series. A couple moments here and there, but there's a lot of space in between his plays.
It's tough, man. Raze is really tough to play. Those blast packs take a lot of precision, a lot of practice. You even saw RB when he first switched to Raze struggle a bit at times. Oh my goodness.
Just have to line up. RIO, they're feeling it. They know that they are just 2 rounds away. Risk the last one alive from the back of sight, and they're just not even going to mess around with this. They say, oh, you know what? We've completely cleared the B site. There's 35 seconds. Just rotate the spike over here.
Yep.
So, Risk.
Might as well.
It's going to be sad here. Sheriff in hand. Spots one, and Intro gets the kill. A flawless round from RIO. TBP, again, they need to win 2 straight to take us into overtime. Otherwise, RIO, they will be taking the series. They will be advancing into the semifinal.
Well, that was, I mean, you can excuse that last round a little bit because it was an eco round for TBP. So this time around, it's going to be the operator in the hands of Babo, Vandals, and the Phantom for Hia. And everybody else, Vandals, and then Intro likes that Phantom as well. Oh, Ghana's got a Phantom. Okay, so our Vipers, going to prioritize that with the close range skirmishes that you tend to find yourself in as a Viper. Makes a lot of sense. Plus, they're going to be vulnerable quite often when you see them, or very weakened, so that higher rate of fire. Definitely going to prove to be valuable now. Babo this time going to be watching on B instead of A with the operator, but nobody from RIO peeking just yet. Aka1, now is his time. He would love to make up for some of those mistakes.
It's holding this angle. Needs to win out this duel if they take the bait. Intro's really wary of somebody being pressed up, but doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be prepared for somebody to be right around this corner. The Lear going to come through, and Aka1, he does manage to see him, but the Lear is blind. Still going to be good. Intro finds the kill. Now, setup coming through, plant coming down. Poison Cloud just to keep 10X that much more obscured as he pulls back over towards green.
Enough room for him to plant in between the snake bite.
Aka1 rubbing his eyes. Hand on head. Knew that he really needed to win that one out. The spray comes through the smoke. 10X finds Babo, and it looks like it is all just falling apart for TBP here in the 11th hour. The Hunter's Fury comes across. Esperanza takes out Risk. They are hungry for it. They want to punch their ticket into the semifinals. Hia is gone. Persia is cleaned up, and it's a flawless final round for RIO.